Everyone's profile pic unlocks a superpower. Some people use Ultraman. After awakening, they become a guardian of light, protecting the people. Some use a Super Saiyan. After awakening, they can sweep through anything. Others love their pets. After awakening, they can summon a savage beast to back them up in a fight. But some people use scenery shots or wild animals as their pick. Those turn into terrifying monsters, evil demons that wreak havoc on the world. My name is Lin Mo. In my past life, before the disaster hit, I never gave my profile pic a second thought. Just to hop on a meme trend, I threw up some goofy meme of a chicken holding a basketball and dancing. Then the blood moon came. Everyone was awakening world-shattering powers, and I woke up as a dancing chicken. All I could do was cluck like an idiot and bust out some goofy dance moves. Zero ability to protect myself. In a world where human lives meant nothing, I was living worse than a dog. I only had a 2-hour window each day when I could even step outside, scrounging for moldy food right under the monsters' noses. Eventually, while digging through ruins looking for a piece of bread, I stumbled into Wang Teng, a school bully with an insanely powerful awakened pick. He threw one casual energy blast my way, and that was it. I was done. The feeling of being torn apart, that pain is still burned into my soul. But when I opened my eyes again, I found myself back in my dingy little apartment. The clock on the wall was ticking. It was February 28th, 8 p.m. The catastrophe that would change all of humanity was only 4 hours away. I jolted upright, gasping for air, feeling my heart slamming in my chest. I knew it. I'd been reborn. Second chance at life. No way I'm letting that disaster play out the same way. Every second counted. I'm a professional digital artist. This time around, I had the power to rewrite my fate with a brush. Regular people are stuck with whatever's online. But me? I could craft my own ultimate profile pic from scratch. I jumped out of bed, shoved the instant noodle cups off my desk, booted up my PC, and launched my ProArt software. My mind was flooded with forbidden mythological beings. If I was going to do this, I was going to create something this world couldn't even handle, the ultimate powerhouse. First, Hongjun, the god of creation who forged the heavens and commands the primordial chaos. Second, the demon emperor of the East, supreme ruler of all demons, feared across all 9 realms. Third, Zhulong, ancestor of all dragons, sovereign of the 4 seas, but something still felt off, like it was missing one final punch of raw destruction. So I made a call. I was adding the strongest fusion warrior in all of anime, the ultimate fusion of Kakarot and Vegeta from the Dragon Ball universe, Vegito. I was fusing 4 beings capable of shattering dimensions into a single profile pic. No one had ever tried anything this reckless before. My fingers flew across the drawing tablet, lines intersected and built on each other. The silhouette of a white-robed figure radiating power slowly took shape. Behind him, a mass of roaring shadows. Beneath his feet, a colossal golden dragon. Around his body, the signature blue-gold aura of a Super Saiyan. I poured everything into every single detail, sweat soaked through my shirt. But I couldn't afford to slack off for even a second, because I knew this wasn't just a drawing. This was the only thing standing between me and survival in the world that was about to collapse. Before I knew it, it was 11 p.m. 1 hour left until the catastrophe. I let out a long breath and hit save, staring at that image on screen. Vivid, lifelike, radiating pure pressure. I felt something shudder deep in my soul. This was a 100% original piece, the one and only top-tier creation in this entire world. I transferred it to my phone immediately. As fast as I could, I swapped every single social media profile pic. Then I grabbed my water bottle and finally exhaled. My phone buzzed. It was a friend I barely ever talked to. He texted asking why I randomly changed my pic to something so over the top at this hour. I looked at his profile pic. Just a regular photo from his everyday life. Something tugged at me. In my past life, people like him didn't make it past the first wave. They were just food for the monsters. I hesitated but texted back, "If the sky changes color, lock your doors and windows immediately. Get to the deepest part of your room. Do not go outside, no matter what." After sending it, I closed the chat. Didn't bother with his follow-up questions. I walked to the window and looked out over the city, the most dazzling metropolis in the Dragon Nation. The neon lights were still blazing. Who could have guessed that in just a few minutes, this place would become hell on earth? 30 seconds to midnight. I was dead calm. When you've already died once, there's nothing left to be scared of. March 1st. Midnight, 0 hour. A dark red bolt of lightning ripped through the black sky. Then came a sonic boom so loud it could shatter your eardrums, like a death knell tolling in the clouds. In the dark sky above, a blood moon rose out of nowhere, swaying, pulsing, thick and red like it was soaked in blood. In an instant, it swallowed the entire earth in its glow. Millions of people jolted awake from that eerie sound. Half asleep, they grabbed their phones to figure out what was going on. But the moment they lit up their screens, a blinding flash of light hit them. Those who used landscape photos as their pick. Their screens split open like a bloody wound. Grotesque monsters crawled out through a fog of blood, jaws wide open. Before their owners could even react, they were swallowed whole. Screams erupted through the apartment buildings, and those with wild animal pics, even worse. The demons from their avatars crawled out with a grin, snacking on their owner's flesh like it was nothing. The whole world fell into ruins in just minutes. I sat at my desk. A crushing headache hit me. My vision blurred. A terrifying force slammed into my mind, and everything went dark. When I came to, I found myself in a vast, formless void, a space of pure chaos. No gravity, no direction, just endless stars drifting through the dark. I looked up, and I was speechless. Before me stood 4 colossal statues, each one so massive they seemed to hold up the sky. Every single one radiated an aura that dimmed the stars around them. These were the 4 beings I had drawn. Because I painted them myself, they looked more real and alive than any myth or legend could describe. The sheer pressure coming off them was unlike anything. Just as I was about to crack under that pressure, my soul on the verge of being crushed, a warm, overwhelming surge of energy poured into me from the void. My body, completely drained, suddenly exploded with life. I realized this was my awakening. I walked toward the first statue, the fusion warrior, Vegito, all muscle and radiating pure battle lust. The moment my hand touched the base, the entire space filled with the roar of a Saiyan transformation. Golden light erupted like a flash flood, pouring straight into my body. I could feel every single cell going through a violent evolution. It was the kind of power that could punch a mountain into rubble. My hair turned blazing gold in an instant. Blue crackling electricity wrapped around me. That feeling of pure, explosive power. I wanted to let it all out with a scream. Once the power transfer was complete, the statue let out a boom and shattered into golden dust, dissolving into my soul. I didn't stop. I moved toward the snow-white robed statue of Hongjun. It wasn't the rough, towering figure from the legends. Instead, it carried a calm, untouchable divine authority. I gently pressed my hand against it. An ancient, primordial energy swept through me. The power that split heaven from earth at the dawn of creation. My bones were tempered until they were hard as divine iron. My physical defense hit a level beyond imagination. A main battle tank ramming into me head-on would probably just bounce off in pieces. That overwhelming rush of power, 10 times over, was almost intoxicating. Strangely though, the Hongjun statue didn't disappear like the first one. It just stood there quietly, as if there were deeper layers of power still waiting to be unlocked. I steadied myself and turned. Before me stood the statue of the Demon Emperor of the East, ancestor of all demons, black energy churning around him, a bottomless abyss behind his back. The instant my fingertip touched the statue, a streak of purple-black light shot straight into the center of my forehead. Deep within my consciousness, a spear materialized, black lightning coiling around its entire length, the Chaos Spear. A divine weapon said to be capable of killing even a saint. Right now, I could only tap into a sliver of its power, but that was more than enough to tear through every evil spirit in the early stages. Holding a weapon like this, I had zero fear left for this world. Finally, I approached the ancient statue of Zhulong. 2 golden dragons coiled around the statue. I took a deep breath, placed my hand on it, and a sharp, powerful dragon's roar shook the entire void. A small dragon spirit shot straight into my chest. I pushed the power outward. A pair of majestic golden horns grew from my forehead. A brilliant, indestructible suit of golden dragon armor covered my entire body. In my right hand, a golden dragon sword appeared, radiating supreme authority. In that moment, a true sovereign had descended. 4 layers of godlike power stacked on top of each other. I had gone from an ordinary artist to something on the level of a deity. Just as I was about to push deeper into the limits of this power, the void started violently shaking. Every image and light around me shattered and reformed. A massive force yanked at my consciousness, ripping me back to reality. My eyes snapped open. I was still sitting in that old wooden chair. Blood-red moonlight bled through the cracks in my window, casting an eerie glow across my face. The TV was still on. Signal interference had it covered in static. But I could still make out a voice. The anchor, trembling with sheer terror. Breaking news. All residents, secure your doors and windows immediately. Do not open them under any circumstances. If you find that your profile picture has awakened some kind of special ability, please assist your neighbors, only if it is safe to do so. I glanced at the clock on the wall. 2 a.m. The screaming outside, gut-wrenching, horrifying, wasn't dying down. It was getting worse. I could even hear something heavy dragging across the concrete walls. I looked down at my hands. That earth-moving power was still surging through me. This was real. No hallucination. Lin Mo, a name that meant weakness and death in my past life. But this time around, it would become the deepest nightmare of every single demon and monster out there. I walked to the window. I watched the monsters outside tearing into everything on the streets. A cold smirk crept across my face. Since heaven saw fit to give me a second shot, I'll be the one writing the rules of this apocalypse. Every person who humiliated me in my past life, and every demon that dares to prey on humanity. You better be ready for the Godslayer who fused 4 legends into one. I reached back and gripped that half-visible golden dragon sword and kicked the door open.